Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Welcome in. Good to see ya. Astro, that's exactly what they are. Friday nights just gaming with the boys. Not saying we're not going to be doing gaming during some of these streams, but I want to focus on the news, the reactions, because I find when look, I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 for the last month, and I feel like I've just been out of the fucking... I have been out of commission when it comes to keeping up with things, so I want to try to, you know, blend the two. Give the people what they want. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome in. Good to see you. How am I looking on the YouTube side of things? I'm getting a little warning here that my bit rate's off. Can y'all see me good? Everything looking good? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome in. Looks fine. Great, great, great. Guys, we have a lot of news to talk about today. A lot of stuff going on, from Highguard's dwindling player count to obviously the big ticket item is Ashes of Creation. We have some Delta Force news I want to look at, as well as Battlestate Games' new video game. Let's take it down a notch. I hope you guys have a nice snack and a drink. It's good to see you. Let's kick it over here, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing? Hey, welcome in. Good to see you. What the fuck's going on, guys? What? Where's Ashes of Creation? What's going on there? I don't know. We're gonna find out together. Kira dropped a video. I don't know if you guys saw it. Kira dropped a video. Interesting. We're starting to do some digging. Shout out, by the way, shout out to One Peg. One Peg, oh God. Oh, what's going on? Oh, just being sucked into the void. Look at that little face down there. Okay. We'll jump over here. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Text green, game over. It's over. It's done. But here's Kate. There's some things that we're learning. Okay. I watched Kira's video yesterday. I'm going to throw it up on screen here right away. Let me pull it up. Because I think if you guys haven't seen Kira's video on it, first off, you guys are living under a rock. Kira is like the guy for MMOs. Let me pull this up here. He dropped a video called It's All Over. And I gotta say, dude, 25-minute video. My initial reaction was, I feel like this could have been an email. I love Kira, but I can also tell that there's something going on. There's clearly something going on with Ashes that Kira can't talk about. I think, this is my opinion, I think Kira has somebody at the studio who is in a very high up position who is letting him know what's going on. Kira wasn't as quick to make a definitive call on what's going on. In fact, I actually think if you read between the lines of his video, and we're going to watch it here, I think Kira is...
Hey, Big Free. Long-time viewer here popping by to say hi and say that Transience is a solid first title. I played it and thought it was pretty good.
Appreciate it.
Keep it up. I hope to see more from you and the team.
Yo, appreciate it. Yo, Lyron the Pope, thank you, man. I thought that message was gonna go completely sideways. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you for checking it out, man. Thank you for the super chat. I think Kira is in a situation where he was actually defending Steven. Here's the video. I'm gonna have here. Let me actually copy this. I'm gonna link this in both chats if you guys want to go watch this. This is Kira's video here. By the way, shout out to Crash Games over on is that the Twitch side? Yeah, good to see you, Crash. We're restreaming
Obviously, you know
today.
what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, sir.
But I'm going to give you some warnings up front, so you can follow these immediately and not be disappointed or think I'm baiting you or whatever. If you're interested in like a really abridged version of this story, or you want like bullet point facts, or you want me to go over what has already been leaked or anything like that, and you don't want like a meandering amount of context that I think you need to understand to be able to engage with this fully and know what's going on, this is not the video for you. Somebody else has probably made a shorter video that doesn't just have me saying lots of things that you might not care about, but I think is important. So if that's you, if that's the case, go watch somebody else's video. This is not it. This is, you know, I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible, but there's
25 minutes.
Number two, anybody that's saying that they know the truth, they are wrong. Not trying to call anybody out. I just know the amount of work that I've done on this story since I knew about it, and I knew about this before anybody else, as evidence from my video the other day.
And that is true.
The amount of work that I've done, I've hardly slept. I've been speaking to people all day, every day. I've seen more things than I want to have seen. And I'm telling you that even the people internally at the company do not know all the facts.
So obviously there's some shit underneath the surface that not a lot of people are privy to.
This is an incredibly complicated scenario, and anybody who says, you know, it's like this, it's like that, they are wrong. It is what it is. If somebody else beats me to the story and they get all the facts out, and I can look at it and say, okay, they really did their legwork there, and this is, you know, nailed on, you can take that story to the bank, all the findings are the same as what I've seen. Good for them. Congratulations. Hopefully they get there before I do so I can stop this. But with that being said, a lot of the stuff you see on social media right now, a lot of the stuff, especially random people are posting as fact all over the place, they are incorrect and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Not specifically talking about content creators that are posting leaks, because I'm going to corroborate some things here. And then obviously you can contrast and compare that to what some other content creators have said. I haven't had time to watch anybody, don't know what other people have talked about. But obviously I know what I'm going to talk about. So if you are committed to the truth, if you do want to know where this leads, what has actually happened at the studio, you are going to have to wait. Not trying to vague post, not trying to bait people in any way, just telling you there are things that absolutely cannot be talked about right now because it's just not ready yet. Like, you can't just put things out into the public without doing the requisite checks. It's irresponsible, it's unethical, and you are also making yourself legally liable. And also, if you are speaking to sources behind the scenes and you put things out without due diligence, you risk their life and their livelihood. And again, that is incredibly irresponsible. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you some stuff that I can overly broad stroke confirm, deny, and say some stuff that's happened, because obviously I talked about in a video a couple of days ago, and I didn't want to just vanish for the multiple days that it's going to take to get even remotely close to the bottom of this and just not say anything. So this is what you're getting. Sorry if that's not enough, but it's all I can do. Like, I'm trying, guys. I'm so fucking sleep deprived and stressed about this thing. And many times I have said I'm not going to do like the whole investigative stuff ever again, because it's not worth, the juice is not worth the squeeze. But obviously in my mind, I think stuff here needs to eventually come to light, and I'm going to be the one to try and give it to you. So obviously I couldn't get the full story out of the last couple of days. I tried. Sorry, it's just wasn't within my capacity. And the news sort of broke overnight while I was asleep. So what happened was I made my video. Everyone was like, Kira's a liar. Not everyone, obviously. A lot of people believed me. Kira doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, he doesn't have any sources. Nobody's told him shit. And then within the next 24 hours, Ashes of Creation and Intrepid Studios essentially completely imploded. This is, again, much more complicated. And for you to understand, you need a timeline here. I can give you the timeline. I can give you my timeline of how I came to this.
So, look, I'm not going to lie. I love Kira. we need to get into it. Like we got to get into it, bro.
Information and conclusion.
We have to.
And then I can give you the timeline that is verifiable fact of what happened internally at the company. Obviously, missing a bunch of details that will come later, but basically, how I came to this was...
I don't think Kira's full of bullshit.
November 14th, I believe. Again, some of these dates might be off by a little bit, and I might be confusing some stuff because it is what it is. But November 14th, I believe, was the date where it was announced Ashes of Creation will be coming to Steam. I knew the game was coming to Steam before most of the employees at the studio. I knew this because I was informed about it by a source internal to Ashes of Creation and Intrepid Studios that told me basically
that was
minutes
me, Chad, not
after
you.
the internal announcement of the game going to Steam.
No, I know. We're 5 minutes in and like, bro, like we've got to get into it. Since when is Kira this cautious about talking shit about a company? Thank you. And that, like, when you're watching this video, if you know Kira, you have to be able to read between the lines. There's obviously something going on, right? Yo, Camo Man, holy shit. How many months was that? Camo Man resubscribing for 102 months. Gentlemen, Nacho coming through 3 months. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, he wants to protect himself, his credibility. I totally understand. I just think like we've got to be able to get to the information because, you know, he's got good views on this video, but I hope that people don't, you know, tune out.
Why is this important? 2 reasons. Number one, it proves that this source was credible. I didn't talk about it at the time because I didn't have a second source independently verifiable to talk about something that could potentially materially harm a company or my reputation. So obviously just sat with it, used it as context, waited for the public to find out, and it came true. October 30th was the internal announcement, and it was to a small group of people within Intrepid.
80 months, dude.
So basically, you know, before most of the company knew, I'd already been told about this. It was then announced that it was coming to Steam, and this proved that this source was credible and had a high level of access. The reason this is important for me to tell you is because obviously that source later messaged me on the 29th of January, so a couple days ago, and said,
no, Rex.
Ashes of Creation, Intrepid Studios has been sold. This is a quote. Intrepid Studios has been sold. With this comes some things. Steven has resigned. He's no longer with the company. The staff is being reduced from around 250 employed staff to 70. They are also planning to take the studio overseas. What does this mean? Take it overseas means they are planning to hire cheaper labor, outsourced, and finish the game that way for as cheaply as possible.
So, just going to pause here because I want to talk about everything. This is definitely new information, okay? There is a board. They're taking control of the company. First lie from Steven. Hold on. No, guys, I know on the California registry, it has Steven listed as the, and then John Moore is obviously like one of the officers, their CFO. But clearly there's a group of investors that are involved that are pulling some strings. They're going to lay off a majority of the studio is the plan. And keep in mind, didn't the company get paid on the 30th, the day before Steven apparently stepped down? They got paid that week for sure. Our payment for transients came through on the 28th. Let me actually make sure we got a timeline. The 28th, last Wednesday. So my guess is Intrepid got paid on the 28th, the 29th, or the 30th. But the payment got processed that week. But there's a board that are wanting to lay off the majority of the studio, bring it back down to about 60, 70 people, and then offload the rest of the labor overseas for cheap. So that was the plan as of, I think he said the 29th. Okay.
In terms of the company being sold, it was to private equity. Private equity group now owns Intrepid. Now, obviously, once I see this and it's from the same source that already proved themselves credible with the prior story, you might think I can just go public with that because of the how high level of an access they'd proven to me and them being correct previously. But past results do not dictate future results. And obviously, I can't verify that just because somebody was credible once and told me the truth once, that they will permanently in perpetuity going forward. So still couldn't do anything with it. But at the time, I knew this was such a huge announcement. Like, this was a cataclysmic event for the MMO genre that I needed to try and do something with it. But the easiest way for me to try to get you the details to get this story in front of you as quickly as possible was to put it in a video. Couldn't talk about the details. So, more for people internal to the studio, I mentioned, I've heard a rumor, you know, if you work at the studio, let me know. It wasn't to bait people. It wasn't to like make viewers upset.
Game is still alive.
That I was like,
listening.
you know, trying to make fun that I know something and you don't, or grift or rage bait or anything. It was in the furtherance of getting this story out there because it was crazy. And I'm sure now that you've seen what has happened, you understand why there was a requirement of fucking delicacy of not just talking about this. Because if I was wrong and I talked about that, that's an insane fumble to the degree that I should have been sued and I would have lost all credibility.
Huge.
So obviously that's why I didn't do it, even if I was 99.99% sure that due to this source's previous history, that this was basically fact, especially because a lot of the details around it that I can't go into right now, sadly, all lined up with stuff I'd already seen and noticed. Now, that was a long point, because remember I said 2 points regarding the Steam launch and why it was important. The second point that the Steam launch is important, not just for proving that the source was credible, was that the Steam launch really marked a difference in Ash's creation and Intrepid Studio, something that people could have paid attention to if they were really, really looking hard enough. And that is, at least publicly, the game going to Steam didn't make sense. It really didn't make sense. It was a very bad idea, and it signaled something bad was going on. But this
was your video premature. I've only seen yours yet. My video takes everything that we're seeing publicly and discusses it. Now, I fully believe once you see Kira's point of view, there's way more under the surface that I will say we're not privy to. And we've been doing our own kind of digging, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
It's even worse if you knew the context privately, because Intrepid Studio has always been relatively transparent in terms of they know where they're going. The studio knows where they are going. They know what milestones they're working towards, how long it's going to take to get to these milestones.
Yeah, Raul, I agree.
Just a general direction. The Steam release signaled that something was very, very wrong with Ash's creation in Intrepid Studio. And the reason for that was because nobody knew that shit was happening. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
There was a meeting called on October 30th, and it was just dropped on people. And then obviously it spread throughout the company in the, you know, a short period of time. And then.
So just to recap, October 30th is when it gets dropped on the actual studio that they're going to Steam. They're going to Steam December 11th. So that gives them not even 45 days to prepare that build for a Steam launch. Okay? Kira found out about it before the rest of the employees did after that small meeting. So right now, that establishes Kira's source is somebody who is in a higher up position at Intrepid, right? And he said he didn't say anything then because he needed to see if it was going to be true. And then when it was announced it was going to Steam, that's how he verified this source, okay? That's basically what the first 11 minutes of this video is, okay? He has a source that is higher up.
They announced it publicly on November 14th.
Okay.
But the fact that this was not a goal that they were working toward, and it just snap of a finger, we're doing this, and it's a huge thing that they're doing, and it didn't make sense to people, that was a real problem when you knew about this behind the scenes.
I agree.
Like, with how things were going and how things had progressed throughout the studio's history. This was a real marquee moment of like, oh shit, something's amiss, right? Something's afoul. So that's why that was important, for those two reasons. Now, obviously, that's a whole bunch of context, and I'm sorry because this is required to follow along with the story to understand sort of like how crazy this is. So, on the timeline of the events of the studio closure, obviously goes back a long time, and I can't get into any of that right now, but what I can get into is like the recent like actual fucking implosion of the company. On the 29th of January, there was a meeting held. Within this meeting, it was understood that basically the studio would be massively downsizing from that 250 to around at least over 100. It depends who you speak to, but at least over 100, 150, 170. Like the majority of the studio was going to be let go. At that time, Stephen Sharif resigned. It tracks. What he said publicly tracks from everything I can tell. So Stephen resigned, and as he resigned, so did much of the senior leadership. Again, as he said in this public message, this is actually kind of accurate, almost completely accurate. At that point, the intention, as I said, was to fire a bunch of people and continue the studio. The next day, Friday the 30th, right? I'm not getting my dates wrong. Friday the 30th, the studio was closing and everybody was losing their job. So basically, trying not to speak out of turn here or say something I shouldn't, a lot of people are posting online right now that there is no board, that Stephen and John are the only board, and therefore Stephen has scammed, stole everybody's money, blamed it on the board being him and John, and then vanished. This is going to be unpopular to say. And if you trust me, based on my reputation, you're just going to have to trust me, bro, on this one. There was a board. You're going to find out there was a board. You're going to see facts that there was a board. It's not going to be popular for you to hear this, but he's not lying here.
He's just lying about the fact that they have no board to answer to, right? That's what he told us. That's what he told everybody. So that's strange. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, that's what I mean. He claims for, exactly, Shadow. He claims for years he has full control, and suddenly within like a very short period of time, he sells to a board. And what Kira is saying, again, we got to read between the lines. That Steam release was rushed. Snap of a finger, snap call, fumbled. Okay? Who made that decision? Now that we know, allegedly, that there's a board of people that are clearly not written on the fucking company dockets. Who the fuck are these people? And are they the ones pulling the strings and making that decision to go to Steam to recoup some of that cost? What we do know is there's a lot of debts that people probably don't even realize. It's easy to look at this and go, hey, yeah, they're clearly putting out so much money in fucking wages and whatever else, and the overhead is insane. On top of it, we now know that there are debts towards cloud services that haven't been paid to upwards of $850,000. We know insurance premiums are delayed to pay. So there's a lot of pressure on them to start paying these debts off. Was this a move from the board to fucking go, we need to start recouping some of this cost? I don't know. We don't know yet. There's clearly something there that we can't see, right?
You know how I know provably that there was a board? You can't know because I can't show you. But there is internal communications going back months that I've seen with my eyes, that I've 100% verified from multiple different sources, that there absolutely was a board. And this is going to play a major factor going forward, and you're just going to have to wait to find out why. Again, I will get you this as soon as I can. It's just not something I can do right now. Basically, this board decided that because Stephen and much of the senior leadership resigned, the plan of 70 people are going to stay and we're going to take this overseas changed within 24 hours to we are issuing the WARN Act and everybody's being fired. And within 3 minutes of the WARN Act being emailed, I was in possession of it. Within probably an hour of the copy of the letter that was being first class sent to people on the 31st of January, I was in possession of it. And I can read you, obviously you'll have probably already heard some of the letter already.
Grumpy, if you're in Discord, that would probably be the best way to do it. There's a media channel there or a request
because the email was first and the letter just...
The
email was basically like, the WARN Act, some people are going to be fired. You're going to find out who's going to be fired. The letter obviously proves that it went from some people are being let go and laid off to you're all being laid off. The entire...
I want to make it clear to Robert Z, who I know you've been chatting a lot in the YouTube side of things. I don't think Kira is trusting Steven. I think Kira is trusting his source. Which, it might be Steven. I don't think it is. But I don't think he's trusting Steven. I think he's just corroborating that his source is confirming the same things that Steven is saying here, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they call it plant closure. And here it is. January 31st, via first class and electronic mail, Dear Intrepid Studios, Inc. employee. On February 2nd, 2026, Intrepid Studios, Inc., Intrepid or company, located at insert address,
I agree,
will
Scab.
issue a layoff
I
notice
agree.
to all of its employees via first class mail. This note affects all job titles and all positions. The company has no alternative other than to undertake an entire and permanent plant closing within the meaning of the WARN Act by close of business on February 2nd, 2026. Currently, the company does not have plans to coordinate with the local law workforce development board, and there are no bumping rights. Please be advised of the following required notices. And then
Dude, don't even fuck with MMOs like that, just getting in on the drama. Who?
So this went out. Obviously, some other content creators, I believe, have also been in position and talked about this, but I don't think you had the context that that was not the plan. The plan was originally to fire most of the employees and take the development overseas. Now, obviously, everybody is going to go crazy and has been doing this whole time, and they're going to run with whatever narrative either makes the most sense for them or makes them feel the best, because a lot of people are very upset, rightfully so, over what has happened here. I just want to let you know a couple things. Obviously, again, there is going to be more coming out. I just don't know when. Like, I'm working on it. I'll do it as good as I can to get that to you, if possible. Like, who fucking knows at this stage? And you'll understand, if I do get it in front of your eyes, why exactly this was such a big deal. One thing I want to say that's very, very important is...
Yeah, Crash, it's going to be
the
a great
employees
interview.
here have been fucked more than anybody. They are being fired without money that they're owed in multiple facets. They were owed bonuses for Alpha 2 delivery. They're not getting paid. They were owed PTO, not getting paid. Severance, not getting paid. Money for even just normal payroll for the last month that they worked, not being paid.
The devs got absolutely fucked. It's fucking insane. Can I get into it with these questions? Dude, absolutely, Crash. Absolutely. I'm waiting to see your fucking questions. We only got a couple hours left. I posted a tweet in the original video that points out a couple very dark things about Steven in your media channel. Perfect. Kate, thank you so much. I'll definitely have a look. We're gonna be going through it all here. So there's a board. They're laying people off and moving labor overseas. Steven and upper management resigned in protest of this. I'm guessing once that happened, they were just like, all right, well, if you guys are all gone, then fuck it. We're shutting the whole thing down. That's kind of where we're at.
They're being fired in an industry that has fired thousands of people over the last 2 years, tens of thousands
Someone
of
said
people.
they just closed the
and like
Discord?
70% of those workers still haven't found work because nobody's hiring in the games industry, because the games industry, by and large, has been shrinking in terms of open positions. They've been firing, not hiring. The employees have been turbo fucked in this scenario. Everyone's been fucked, no more so than the employees. So obviously, it should go without saying, but leave these people alone. They've just had like a real fucking bad day. Also, wait for the facts. Like,
wait, was
trust
I
me on
not
that one.
in
Just
their
wait
Discord?
until you've seen everything, and then, you know, make whatever conclusion based on that you want. You don't have to believe me.
No, their Discord's
obviously,
still up.
If you don't, you don't, and you're never going to. But those of you who do, just trust me and just wait, and, you know, we'll get there together. The last thing that I'll say is this game is now owned by a private equity group. There is a possibility that even though they've just laid everyone off, they just lay low for a little while, and then they try to revive this with a completely outsourced overseas team, and just weekend at Bernie's this motherfucker try to sock puppet this thing into your hands again. And while it might be tempting, if you are a fan of Ashes of Creation, to just be like, oh, you know, that's cool, we might get to play the game eventually, and who cares who's making it or whatever, I'll remind you of this very simple fact. Whether you like Steven, whether you agree with Steven, before today, last year, whenever, Ashes of Creation is Steven Sharif. Steven Sharif is Ashes of Creation. Without him, without the people that you've followed and watched month on month in the developer interviews, the people that you've talked to in the community,
I agree with them.
the people that have been making this game this entire time, the game that presumably some of you guys loved. Without those people, this thing is fucked. Fundamentally, this game does not exist anymore.
I agree with him. Okay. Now, the fact that Kira's saying it, this is my interpretation of what this video is, right? The fact that Kira is saying it tells me that he fully believes that some nefarious things happened with the business side. Now, I'm not saying it's not all on Steven or whatever, right? This video also, you know, came out after my video, but that's essentially what this video is. I'm gonna I'm going to kick it over here 1 second because I have some things that we've been digging into, but I also want to make sure that we're not doxing anybody when we do it. Fuck, we are. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, here's what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's throw on the music because I think that you guys need to see this shit. And I want to make sure that the information, that we're not fucking doxing people. Because some of the filings for Intrepid were fucking were personal addresses, which was just fucking whatever. So I'm gonna bring these into Photoshop. I'm doing this live on the fly. I should have done this before, my bad. I'm doing this live on the fly. We need to, because look, I'm not getting a privacy complaint on YouTube today. I just don't feel like dealing with it. So what we have, and this is what people, and again, I want to give a shout out to One Peg for finding this information. I just literally spit everywhere. We have some breaking information. Okay. But I have to block out certain things so that I don't get in trouble. All right. Even though this is all public, and that's the shitty fucking thing about it. It's all public. Like, you can go find this information yourself. But YouTube doesn't care in these kind of things, which is just weird. It's all public, I know. Okay, so what we have, let me hide these here. This is going to be a weird little screen, but ride with me. Okay, so we have 2 filings for Intrepid Studios. 2 names. We have Intrepid Studios, Inc. This is the one that we've been kind of watching, right? Deader name, Steven, secured party, the Karen, Borrego. This is what we found out. This is what I put in my video, right? There's another Intrepid Studios, Inc. that's been filed. You see, one of them is Inc. without a period. One of them is Inc. with a period. Okay. If you guys want to hear more about this studio and this company, go watch yesterday's video. But we have this one, which is interesting. Intrepid Studios, Inc. Secured party name is TFE Games Holding LLC. Who the fuck is that? Okay. When you look up who TFE is, their incorporation and their formation date was literally the end of December. Well, who the fuck is this? This is all happening very, very fast. TFE Games Holding LLC also holds a registration of a company that was literally filed and created on January 7th, 2026, called Farpoint Operations LLC. Both of these companies are all located and registered in Nevada. All of this happened within the last month. Okay? So, guys, I don't know what the fuck's going on. They sold themselves to clear debt. I don't know what's going on. Clearly, there's something happening beneath the surface. Kira, I think, is on the side of Steven Sharif and the upper management team got fucked. They took on debt. They took on, loans, investments, whatever. There's a board, and they're in trouble. And now all of a sudden we have these 2 other companies being created all within the last month, weeks before the entire upper management steps down. Sounds like Shell's, and the thing is when I look at the facts that are presented to us, the fact that 3 days or 2 days or even a day after the Steam payment comes through, the entire studio is shuttered. Steven is stepping down. and we get the post in Discord or whatever. I look at that and it's a fucking scam, right? I look at that and I go, you guys had this fucking clearly planned, right? And then when you tie in the MLM pyramid scheme bullshit, you know, somebody who is now the secured party on the debt of Intrepid Studios, the new owner, the new CEO, or whatever the fuck you want to call her. She has ties to MLM pyramid schemes in the same industry that Steven was in, where he made his money to be able to finance this fucking... There's too much to sniff, and it all smells like shit. Okay? And so, I don't know. Kira, I think, is on the side of, like, there's clearly more that's going to come out, and I'm waiting for it to come out. But when you look at all of this, there's definitely more to the story. And I think my first video, I don't know, man. I feel upset that it went to Steam. And it feels to me like the last, I'm going to say 90 days, there was a scam being perpetrated. But the thing is now I'm unsure if it was actually Steven or not. There's always more to that story, right? Steven's the head of the company. At the end of the day, he got them in this shit. It falls on him. And as bad as this might look, and he's sitting here like, you know, I can't say anything left, right, and center. When he comes out and says it, then we'll find out what the actual information is. But how the fuck did we get here? Who's this board? Who did you take money from? And why, you know, you talk about being transparent. You talk about all this, like, community. We care about you. I still feel scammed by Steven. Are you saying Steven got scammed? I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying there's so many fucking options here. And I'm saying there's up until 24 hours ago, we didn't know that there's other players in the game, right? So that's interesting. Who's nefarious, who's not? I don't know. So many flavors of fraud. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's an interesting story. So we're gonna be watching. He took money from his friend, and maybe that's what happens. But then, if that's, here's the thing, you know, and getting into business with friends and family, I know can go sour sometimes. But you took money from a friend. How did you lose control of a company? That's what I'm trying to figure out too. How did you lose control of the company? How you know, taking money from a friend, how are they now pulling the strings and laying off your people? That's what I'm still a little hesitant on. We don't know everything yet. Now, what we do know is Highguard's going to be shutting down sometime. Okay. What a transition. What a transition. Highguard's fucked. All right. I think Highguard is in trouble. I think Highguard needs a loan. Small loan of $1 million or something. Because as of right now, I'm not going to say this is peak time on a Monday. But I think we're in trouble. Highguard just dropped their 5v5 mode. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to be real. I don't think the 5v5 mode is going to fix anything. However, I will stand on business and be that guy who will give props where props is due. I think it is very cool that they turned around and did a 5v5 mode and listened to some of that feedback as quick as they did. And I think at the same time, it proves that if they would have went to early access and were a little bit more open and allowed that development and allowed that feedback to come in, I think it would have been a lot better. I think it would have been a lot better received. Zach Attack coming through 56 months over on the Twitch channel. Appreciate you so much, dude. Zach, how you been, brother? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everyone's doing well this year. I'm doing great, man. Welcome in. Legend in the chat. The Jomo resubscribing for 3 months. We had a hype train. Nick Goodfella subscribing with a Twitch Prime. Thank you guys so much for the hype train. Woo, woo. Appreciate you guys, man. Who here, one's in chat across all platforms. If, are you playing Highguard? One's in chat if you are. 0 in chat if you're not. Ones and zeros. Jeff has to be a partner in the studio. I don't know about that, Random. How's the new monitor treating you? New job doesn't allow me to come through on your live streams, but I'm in all your vids. Dude, fuck yeah. New job, though. Get that money out. Get that guap stacked, baby. No, it's a lazy job. They tried to make something bare minimum with minimum effort. Man, I'm not going to downplay how hard it is to make a video game. And don't get me wrong, there's some very polished aspects of Highguard. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Highguard. Fucking Jeff. Sorry, side tangent. I think Jeff had good intentions, but yes, he screwed him. I don't think Jeff screwed them the way people think Jeff screwed them. What was that? Academics 36 months on Twitch. Appreciate you, dude. Academics in the building. By the way, guys, if you have Amazon Prime, you can connect it to your Twitch accounts. You can subscribe to a channel every 30 days. You get ad-free viewing over there. And we all know the ads on Twitch are dog water. So don't watch them. I don't think Jeff screwed them the way that people think Jeff screwed them. I think Jeff put eyeballs on a game that didn't need that grand of stage. But what's the alternative? Let's say Highguard Shadow dropped. What happens? Do you guys think that they would have hit this all-time peak, 97,000? I do wonder, what are these 6,000 people thinking? Like, do they genuinely enjoy the game? I think they do. I think they do. So I don't think Highguard hits 97,000 peak. I think it hits 10,000 players top. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think it hits about 20,000. Let's just say that. Peak, all-time peak. I think this number stays the same. I think this number stays the same, and I think the score stays mixed. I don't think the score dips to overwhelmingly negative, and I don't think they have to climb back out of a 17%, but I don't think the game goes to overwhelmingly positive. I think the outcome stays the same-ish, right? Psycho Blink with the 8 months. Keep it up, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you. Good to see you. Welcome
Loved
back.
Your coverage of the I Held the Line video. I'd love to see you react to the 1-hour prologue of Squadron 42.
1 hour prologue? Wait, who sent that in? Why didn't I see that? Where was that? Was that a dono? Was that just a... I don't have my Streamlabs up. Was that a straight donation? Wait a doggone. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Who said that? 1 hour prologue? Okay, I tell you what. Put it in the request channel in Discord if you're in it. That's where... look, if you guys want me to watch anything, react to anything, and I'm not saying I'm going to do it to every single one, but if there's anything you guys ever want me to look at, there's a request channel right in Discord, and I'll take a look at that one. That might be like a second channel video. Maylight with the $5 tip. Appreciate you. I'd love to see you react to the 1 hour prologue. Is this an official thing? I haven't seen it. If yeah, go link it in the Discord. That'd be cool. I'll have a look. Did Ashes of Creation really shut down today? So I think the word about Ashes of Creation and the layoffs is that it's happening end of business day today. But again, we're still kind of keeping an eye on you know what the fuck's actually going on. Did you see that Ghost Recon Phantoms clone thing I put? I did, George. Yeah, trust me. So what I got right now is I have the Road to Vostok videos underway. That got bumped for the Ashes of Creation story. So Road to Vostok video will probably be coming out tomorrow. And then I want to jump into that, whatever fucking game that is that you linked in there. Yeah. Mendicant on the YouTube channel. Brother, what are we doing? I hope you don't mind me popping in your stream here on YouTube. Brother, you crashed out. Brother, you left the fucking community. You were talking... I tell you what, Mendicant, the next thing that you say in this YouTube chat, I want you to link your Twitter so we can pull it up and see you talking shit about me for fucking like 4 months after you crashed out of our Discord. What the hell, man? The AOC stuff was a heartbreak. It sucks, man. It sucks. Me and the wife just got the game not knowing the drama and it shut down. No way. Dude, brother, get the refund. Fuck them. Posted it in React. Awesome, Melee. Thank you. I will definitely take a look. That'll be second channel content for sure. I'm sorry. Honestly, dude, as much as I think you and I are on two different pages, I'm sorry that you kind of got fucked out of your cash there. That's $100. Get your refund and fucking move on. Honestly, dude, it sucks. It's another reason. It's another fucking tick on the wall of why people are consistently not trusting early access games. And like I said in my video, it also makes us not even early access. It also makes us not trust the roadmaps. Look, guys, look at this, all this content we have planned. Yeah, okay, you can say all that shit, you know, but we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, and you can say all that shit and that's it. And then you just fuck off and whatever. I got banned over a dumb political talk. I don't think that's what happened. I ain't one to open old wounds. All good, brother. All good. Infinity Rising is free, so I'm excited for that early access game on Steam. What the fuck is that? Infinity Rising? Infinity Rising. Let's have a look. What is this? Infinity Rising on Steam. What the hell do we got? An open world sandbox. Oh, God, here we go. Open world sandbox set between Cornucopias, the nation of the sky, and Earth below. Players traverse both worlds to explore, gather, craft, build bases and land plots, trade in a player-driven economy, and respond to the Rift-related events in Terra through PvE. Let's watch. What the hell is this?
Welcome. You're here early, that's good. Means there's something special about you. We got a whole lot going wrong around here.
Yes, we do.
Better train up. We got terrors knocking on our infrastructure. And some mighty strange occurrences going on.
We're gonna see you back on Siege again? Dude, I've been itching. Yeah, I want to play.
Without people like you, Cornucopias might fall into darkness. Better get smart, get trained, and be ready.
What the fuck is this?
Storm's coming. I can feel it. I'd like to say we've been through worse, but this time I'm not so sure. Good luck out there. You're going to need every...
I'm at that itch too. Yeah, dude. Been playing a shit ton of Deadlock. I'm just itching for competitive shooters.
Children of the multiverse, you have crossed the veil.
Was this Earth
through
2?
the gate
The hell is
stand
this?
with us in Cornucopias. You have my appreciation. I am but a messenger, a guide sent to show you the path that must be walked. But know this, the rifts are only the beginning. What you have seen is but a shadow of what is yet to come.
More character creation.
The path ahead is dark, and the cost will be great. For the dangers you face are not born of this world alone. but from beyond. Some of you will fight the tide. Others will build and restore. Some will weave knowledge, while others will sustain through trade and creation.
Were your mains in deadlock? Dude, I'm a Haze main.
Will and unity.
Haze.
These are the bonds that will endure
Bebop.
when all else is broken. Rise
I've been playing
now.
Graves a bit.
Stand
She's
against
overpowered
the
and
tide,
broken, but
for infinity
I'm a Haze
does
main
not
for sure.
end. It begins. Infinity is rising.
now what is this? This looks like Asset Pack the video game. What are we talking about? What is this? Yeah, this is what Earthland could have been. Right. Right. You died. Okay. Okay. What the fuck? All right. So, oh, didn't you guys say this was going to early access? They don't even have it tagged. Explore endless landscapes full of opportunity. All right, hold on. Farm and tend to your plot at your pace, upgrade facilities and specialized production, then supply your own town and district projects to unlock shared upgrades and seasonal rewards. Your land fuels the peer-to-peer economy and your community's growth. Okay. All right. I've never even heard of this. Interesting. My heart rate was not rising during that video. My heart rate. I mean, do we 2026? We don't have a release date. Very confused by that one. Yeah, that one's a tough sell. That's a tough sell for me. Is this an NFT game? I mean, I think it could be. I don't think it is, but I think this is one of those games where it definitely could be. Star Atlas, but it's AI generated. Yeah. Man, what the fuck happened to Star Atlas? What happened to Star Atlas? Space games just have the worst rap. You know what I mean? It's like, but then we have this. Justin Darlington coming through on a resub. Guys, do you like the transitions between topics? Justin Darlington, 32 months. Guys, fuck whatever that was. Battlestate Games' new Space Tarkov, right? Woo! New Tarkov in space. It's a game called Core. I was tweeting about it when it first got kind of like, I don't want to say it was leaked, but they had that ARG on their website. It was cool. It was cool. We're moving on from whatever the fuck that was. Infinity Rising. Bet you the player base ain't. Anyway, Core. Is it BSG or just Nikita? I think it's BSG. I think it is. Doku in the building. Yo, by the way, guys, shout out Doku. Shout out Out of Action. Somebody asked in chat if I'm going to be covering it. I picked it up and I jumped into a server and then everybody left. And then all the other servers that I've been on so far have been EU. And it's not hitting. So what I want to do, I want to take my time with that one. I want to get some people together and actually play it and make a video. But I just haven't had the time to do it. But shout out Doku. Shout out on the game launch, man. It's good to see you. Thank you for that resub. Yeah, dude. I'm excited for you. Played on the Friday stream. I think the Friday stream is going to be regarded to PUBG Blind Spot. Because that game comes out the 5th. The day before. Maxi, what is up, dude? Thank you for the super chat.
If you actually want an MMO that feels good, tester here. Bellators.
Bellators. Bellator. What the fuck is that? Bellators. Let me see here. Is this on Steam? Okay. Well, I'm going to keep this up. We're going to look at Bellator's after. I think I've seen this before, but maybe not. I want to talk about what we got going on here. For those who don't know, fuck is going on? Maylight resubscribing. Love your content. One of the few YouTubers that keeps it real. Yeah, you're fucking right, I do. I just spit everywhere. Appreciate the resub, dude. Thanks. All right. I'm going to pull this up. I want to watch this on YouTube, though. So this is, I think this is Battlestate Games' new game, right? Or is, I mean, is it Nikita? I don't know. Let me pull this back. Looks very fucking Tarkov coded. LA Knight not standing behind you feels wrong. LA Knight will stand behind me when Triple H stands behind LA Knight. I'm losing faith in my in the community. So this looks cool. Can we get some energy in chat for these resubs, man? Justin Darlington, Psycho Blink, Doku Games, Melee. Appreciate you guys so much, man. Academics as well. Thank you guys. Oh yeah, Nikita's definitely making the music. Guys, there will be no Kira slander in my chat today. I like Kira a lot. I trust Kira. I think there's some stuff that he's, okay, first off, guys, flipping him off, pistol here. There's some stuff that Kira is clearly in the know of that not a lot of people are. So I stand by what I said. I think that fuck the upper management and Steven for A, going to early access when clearly, based on what Kira said today, you weren't ready for it. And fuck them for going on a press run talking about no board of directors, blah, blah, blah. The mismanagement at the studio is clear as day. One Peg's been doing some digging into some of the debts that are owing, and I mean, it's fucking brutal. But anyway. I haven't visited the website, by the way. Shout out to the fucking flashbang at the end of the trailer. I haven't visited the website since they did the ARG. Do we have any more information on the site? Let's find out. Let's find out. I don't think we do. I think it's still the ARG thing. The gaming, the mini game thing on there is cool. I just want to know more about the video game. And it doesn't look like there's much on there. I'm not playing a little video game just to find out some information on a video game. But anyways, this is hold on. Actually, let me look at this. I'm going to put on some music here while I do some digging. Oh, whoops, not core.g. There we go. The website should have some sort of like trademark at the bottom. Oh, it doesn't. Do we know if it's BSG or is it let me log out, see what happens. Here we go. So it's 2251. 200 years ago, humanity was able to stand at the brink of darkness, survive and reverse mutual total destruction. But there's no trademark or anything. Tap to continue, and then it does this whole thing here. I'm gonna venture to say this is BSG, right? In React, there's a great YouTube channel from a former Infinite dev. Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Cool trailer. I want to see gameplay. Yeah, 100%. I get just major Tarkov vibes just from this scene alone. But in space could be pretty cool. Like, just let us shoot, bro. Just let us shoot, bro. Yeah. It's an interesting, way to get people involved or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that as if you guys haven't heard about it. There's really not enough for me to make a video on, which is why I'm bringing it up during this stream, because you know, it's cool. I want to look at this Bellator's before we move on. So Marauders, God, I hope it doesn't end up like Marauders. Dude, what a tragedy. What an absolute disgusting tragedy Marauders was. Unfucking believable, man. Who's buying the $250 Space Tarkov Pay to Win edition? Well, no, it'll be $150 and then a $250 version later that will you know, give you some it'll give you access to PvE or something, you know. I hope they know how to build their base code so it doesn't spaghetti. I mean, we'll see. Give them a shot. Justin Darlington, I actually lulled at Asset Pack the game. That's what it felt like. That's what that game felt like. All right, so this is Bellator's, an open world adventure MMORPG set in the 15th century medieval era, centered around conflicts between noble houses amid loyalty and betrayal, war and unity. Your decisions may change the course of history. A journey to uncover the kingdom's hidden truths awaits you. All right, I'm always down for a good MMO. Let's find out. Let's find out. What do we got? Give it to me. Got some gothic vibes. Dude, give me a $500 alpha key and I am in. Is this a South Korean MMO? Yeah, it's definitely Unreal Engine looky, yeah. Oh man, yeah. I feel like I've seen this exact same game 100,000 times. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be completely fucking real. Let me pull it up here. I watched that, and there's only hold on. There's only one question I met with. It's crazy. Let me see here. There's only one. Yeah, here it is right here. There's only one question I have, and that's, when the fuck is Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary coming out? It's the only thing I think about when I see this shit now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. After the shit we just saw
imprisoned
with Ashes of Creation, it is so hard for me to give a fuck about anything else right now. Honestly, I don't care anymore. Rob, what up, dude?
From my own homeland.
Next week, I think. I think it's next week, yeah. I knew it was early February.
And now you dare enter my
Thursday,
realm.
I'm gearing up for it. It's coming out Thursday?
You are not prepared.
Yeah! Poor WoW player always relapses. You know, and it's a running meme. Like, look, I've been playing World of Warcraft on and off since the end of Burning Crusade is when I came in. Okay? And look, there's no other MMO that does it like them. February 5th? Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, that just changes things for this week. Okay. Cool. So I've been playing off and on. And honestly, there's no other game in the space that does it like World of Warcraft, man. I gave a game. There's one game that I gave my best, dude. We ran one of the biggest fucking guilds on our server, and that was a game called WildStar. Okay? That game I gave everything to. Played it every day, was committed as fuck. We were all trying to get geared for end game rating, and the game fucking died. They ruined the way that you get gear for end game rating. They completely fucking they ruined it. There's nobody that does it like World of Warcraft. From a player base perspective, from just a live service perspective, and it sucks because in my brain I go, I want to go play WoW. Classic WoW is goated. Yeah, I think like we just went back recently and we started playing retail, and I'm like, this is cool, but like I want a challenge. I want a game to feel like the progression actually means something. And that's what classic WoW did. Like when I say classic, I mean like actual classic. That's what it did back in the day, right? The modernization of World of Warcraft is a bastard child of what it formerly was. And so I heard that Burning Crusade anniversary, new servers were coming up. Well, maybe this is the time to jump back in, This shit cannot be difficult to understand, bro. What the fuck is going on with these devs? Okay, here's, dude, I think this is what we just got to do, guys. We're doing, by the way, we're going to do a little pirate software here. Sorry, guys. Give me one sec. So the problem is, and this has been a theory of mine for years. Okay. The longer we go, the harder it is to make an MMO. Because what happens when an MMO drops is they have 20 years of World of Warcraft to compare to. Why would I play this game when World of Warcraft exists that already does everything better and has more content and has more this and more that? Why would I play this when World of Warcraft exists? Right? This is the same issue in the multiplayer shooter space. Oh yeah, it's just exacerbated so much because we have just a clear-cut example of a game that has dominated a fucking genre for decades now, right? But it happens in everything, right? Why play, multiplayer shooter A when COD exists, when Battlefield exists? Why play tactical shooter, competitive 5v5 tactical shooter this when Rainbow Six Siege already has that player base? Why play, give an example, why play a game like War Dogs that's coming out when Battlefield exists? It's always a thing. You have to be able, when you come out the gate, you have to be able to compete with the big dogs. It just is what it is, especially when it comes to multiplayer, because as we're seeing with Ashes of Creation, dude, you have rising server, you have dev costs, right? Dev costs, you have server costs. The overhead of making a multiplayer game is fucking astronomical. So yeah, you got to come out the gate swinging. This is why I fully believe the time of like tried and true indie developers making highly successful multiplayer games is insanely hard now. Like to the point where I think it's almost impossible. Unless you're an anomaly, unless you get really, really lucky. Because Variety playing the same game for 2,000 plus hours can be boring. So having alternatives is good. Having alternatives is great for the gamer. But do you guys, are we not seeing the pattern? Game A comes out and you play it for, 5K hours. Let's just go on a high end, right? Game B is going to come out that requires a player base to be able to sustain all of these costs. They need a constant player base. They need people, spending money. They need people buying it, whatever the monetization is. So if you're a gamer and you're like, yeah, this is my main game, I play this 6 days out of the week, and I might touch this for, 7, just for that nice little alternative. It's great for you. This is why so many multiplayer games fucking die, because they can't sustain the player base. There's too many alternatives. The market is so saturated that it's fucking hard. It's hard now. And honestly, the MMO genre is facing the same thing. Even more so, I think, because I think these costs are fucking, 10x when it comes to dev costs, servers, the cloud, the infrastructure, all of that it's tenfold when you're talking MMOs. And I think that's why Ashes of Creation showing as much promise as it did, getting people excited. I think that's why this situation is really, really hard. Because holy fuck, man, if there was going to be anything that could have given us a real alternative, it might not have competed content-wise with World of Warcraft at the beginning, which is fine. But I think where Ashes of Creation really had a lot of people by the balls was the soul of it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading that situation wrong. But that, like, when I look at Ashes and I go, man, that game actually looks like it's being built with passion. A community's rising out of it. The visuals and the actual aesthetic look not so Unreal Engine and Korean fucking, coded. I really liked everything about it. I enjoyed a while back in the day and played religiously. This is Span saying this. Until end of Wrath of the Lich King. Then the wife and I moved to Final Fantasy. But we were also huge anime and everything Japanese fans. Listen, I'm a guy who I'm slowly getting into the world of anime. Final Fantasy is still just way too fucking ooh-woo for me. I just don't vibe with that aesthetic. I just can't. But I'm slowly getting into the animes, getting there. But yeah. I have 2 decades of achievements in Journey and WoW versus something like Pay to Win Slop Ion 2. Dude, I've been around for... I never played Ion 2, but I think I tried the first one. I remember playing Arcade. I remember playing Warhammer Online, Lotro, Star Wars, like SWTOR. I've played so many MMOs, and it's just, I don't know, man. ESO. WildStar was the only one where I was like, man, this game is like you can tell that there's soul there. You can tell it was built by, vanilla WoW developers. Shout out to Carbine. They're all dead now. Not the people, but the studio. And it's just unfortunate, man. Fucking, we can't get a good enough alternative. So for me, I think I'm just succumbing to the fact that if I want a solid MMO that has a healthy player base that can sustain that live service model, it's got to be one of the big 3. It has to be. I have things I collected when I was 15 and WoW. I'm 33 now. It's more than just a game. It's a walk through memory lane. I'm not gonna lie, that was a little cringy, but I respect it. I respect it. You're right. I just don't say the loud part out loud, or the quiet part out loud. But that was a little cringe. But I appreciate it, because you're right. What was EVE Online like? EVE Online was like you looking at spreadsheets and then finding out that there's somebody who has been in Excel for 20 years. And you're looking at it like it's a new language. Dude, fucking EVE Online is a game that I wish I got into earlier, because it's so cool. The premise is so dope, but it's just, man, it's so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. Guys, one more thing I wanted to talk about today. This is all I had planned for today. Apparently the new Delta Force season is coming out tomorrow. I don't know if people still play this. I really have no idea where Delta Force is sitting with my community. But the new season's dropping tomorrow, and apparently they dropped like an overview trailer. I figured, with everybody kind of waiting for Battlefield to get their shit together, I would at least take a look over the fence, back in, see what's going on. MMOs cost too much to make, and the companies that can afford to make one are too greedy not to monetize the absolute hell of it. I think the last bastion of hope that we have is the Riot MMO. You know, if you're looking at an alternative to World of Warcraft, and I think that's why New World was kind of touted as like that good, like, potential, because it's being built by a company that has the resources to do it. But as we all know, you know, Amazon's fucking trash. But I think Riot might be able to pull something off. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
Operators, welcome to the Delta Force Morphosis Season Update. Let's walk through the latest operations content, new warfare map, new operator, and the exciting events coming your way. First up, the new operations content. GTI has uncovered a mysterious artifact known as Saeed's Book. It allows operators to dive into the incredibly realistic simulations. You can even play as Saeed himself, or experience the battle from the perspective of his guards. Over in Space City, construction is finally complete. A new dock now connects the core and launch areas, and reports suggest it is absolutely packed with supply points. We've also made structural changes across the map and opened up several new water zones. Also, a quick tip for the Buoyancy Lab. You can now flip a switch to flood the deep pit, which makes your descent much safer. Keep an eye out for the new boss, Hudson, who is arriving at Space City by speedboat. He is a major shareholder and the efficiency director of Havoc. His personal guard will be patrolling the core area with backup deployed across the map. But stay sharp. Watch for grenades from elite squads, break through their gun shields, and remember that their vehicle can intercept incoming explosives. Now, let's take a look at the new warfare content. Havoc has activated the Cicada Tremor Protocol
Aftershock,
in the
right.
city center. The ground is growing increasingly unstable,
The map
and
does
densely
look
packed
beautiful.
buildings are on the verge of collapse at any moment. The new season brings a major upgrade to the environmental quality and atmosphere of the battlefield, with far more realistic explosion effects. To provide safer deployment for amphibious landing
cool.
and assault operations, the armored amphibious vehicle is ready to hit the battlefield. Not only can it travel on water, but it also features multiple passenger and weapon positions for flexible firepower configurations.
That's cool.
New operator is also joining the fight. Support operator Lena Vandermeer, codenamed Vlinder, is now available. She specializes in remote support using medical UAVs and windmill smoke grenades to support the team. Her Flutter Rescue UAVs can rapidly revive downed allies. Mentor Saniva also returns to
Why would it need to flap its wings? It's got propellers on it.
the field with significant adjustments. With the EOD set equipped, he can seamlessly swap between his blast shield and weapons. He will also automatically deploy the shield for protection when rescuing squad mates. Additionally, his grapple gun
I
will
think
now
this thing
deal
launches
abdomen
tomorrow.
damage to enemies, and adjustments have been made to the viewport size and defensive coverage of the blast shield. With the new season, the FS-12 shotgun and the MCX LT assault rifle, along with their exclusive attachments, will be added to the GTI arsenal. The new season also brings fresh appearances. The Morphosis Season Pass goes live following the update, offering tons of bonus supplies, Uluru's new combat outfit, and a wide range of weapon and vehicle appearances.
The quality's there, man. You know, the animation work, the live, we just talked about live service. Like they have it in the bag. I do think a lot of people were turned off by the operators.
Byron is also getting a new outfit that looks like a cutting-edge spacesuit. Furthermore, Mandelbrick Awards have been updated to include custom-build S2 appearances for the M250 General Machine Gun and MP7 Submachine Gun. There's also a brand new melee weapon called Dark Star. It features some amazing transformations that you need to see. Finally, we have a lineup of launch events and rewards. Up first is the melee weapon Executioner. Whether you're battling through Fiery Owl Hunt or tackling the latest Warfare Season challenges, you will have a chance to earn this legendary melee weapon appearance completely free. And as you progress through missions, its look and even its inspection animation will continue to evolve. GTI will also track your playtime. Meet the login requirements and you will receive the new G3 battle rifle appearance plus 20 armament vouchers. As the new season begins, be sure to log in and claim your free M249 light machine gun appearance. The base support battalion is fully stocked, so prepare your gear and get ready to dominate the battlefield in Season Morphosis. The rules of engagement have changed, so make sure you're ready for everything Season Morphosis throws at you. Get your loadout sorted and prepare for deployment. Good luck, operators.
Aftershock map reveal.
Humanity's greatest inventions have been born from a longing for better lives. Nuclear power to light our homes, seismic waves to map the Earth's core. Yet we never quite learned how to wield our potential, invariably turning it against ourselves. Whatever the outcome of this battle, we have once again demonstrated this truth to the entire universe. A titanic force wrought by human hands that slipped from our grasp.
Hold on. What? That looks sick.
Watch out for the flash!
Got you!
Are all the buildings destructible?
Hold on, I'll be right there.
The crust is extremely unstable. Be prepared for a big one. All units evacuate the area.
Levolution?
This was caused by havoc. Destruction of their tremor system is crucial.
All units, defend the key objective. The crust is extremely unstable. The next one could be a major quake.
The enemy has activated the device. We're detecting a massive quake on the way.
Ma'am, you cannot stay here. The aftershocks are still continuing and the evacuation zone will be closed soon.
I only know that my child is buried here. Signal detected.
Ma'am, be careful! The earthquake's coming again.
My child is still in there.
But both GTI and Havoc rescue teams have already searched the area. It's too dangerous for you to go back in.
I have to go back.
Bro, that map fucks. That looks awesome. That's crazy. The rewind was a little strange. That's crazy. Huh. Yeah, I think this launches tomorrow. Yeah, is there a date on it? February 3rd. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. That's fucking crazy, dude. That actually looks good. I saw some people asking in chat about War Dogs. So this is new. I saw this yesterday. We're going to be seeing something this week, apparently. Oh, it's Delta Force. Is this ABI Battlefield? Yeah, it's Delta Force. So yeah, we're apparently going to be hearing something about War Dogs this week. This week we're back. Incredibly excited to show off War Dogs. It's been a crazy journey to get to this point. I don't think anything has been shown off yet. But cool. Wait, is that saying there's 275 people watching on X right now? No, that can't be right. Oh yeah, what the fuck? What the hell? Cool. Oh. That's fucking wild. Huh. That game looks cool. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll definitely, we'll see what happens. Big gay fry. Brother, first of all, shut up. That's it, actually. That's all I got. Fucking hell. Bro, you open up Twitter and this is the first thing you see. Ubisoft employee who was suspended for criticizing the company has now been fired. All right. Probably look at Jack Frag's coverage of the Delta Force map. I might look at that. I might take a look this week. I might jump back in. I'll be honest. I've been itching to play. I want to play more Arena Breakout. I want to play more Rainbow Six. Now I want to play that Delta Force map. Plus we got fucking. Now I know we have Burning Crusade this week. There's so much stuff. YouTube chat is a cesspool. Just ignore it. I've been keeping tabs. I don't think it's a cesspool. I just think there's some weirdos over there. All right. Fry, how do you feel about Iron Lung? Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I don't even know what it's about. The only thing I see is shit on Twitter where apparently critics didn't like it, but I think the movie's doing really good, right? A Ubisoft spokesperson has since given Insider Gaming the following comment. Sharing feedback or opinions respectfully does not lead to a dismissal. We have a clear code of conduct that outlines our shared expectations for working together safely and respectfully, which employees review and sign each year. When that is breached, so this dude was talking mad shit. So it wasn't that he was criticizing the company. He was talking mad shit about the company. And you know what? Hey, rightfully so. Your company's on the brink of fucking implosion. You guys don't know how to manage a fucking company that size. Like, that's really what it is. The fuck you want to say? Yeah, allegedly. You read between the lines, I would say that it sounds like that guy was talking shit. And Ubisoft still can't get Ubi hard. Dude, I want to get Ubi hard about fucking a Ubisoft title, man. I really want it. I really want to, Oh, look at Crash making moves here. Hold on. I got you. We'll send some extra stuff in the press kit tomorrow. Bet. Yeah, Joe, listen, if you're out there and you're listening, I want that as well. Yo, Cajun with the 53 months. Small Fry, appreciate you being here, dog. Big baby. How you doing today? Don't talk about what they need to fix at work or you'll get fired. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. Launch week is here. Journey to Outland once more in Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary Edition. Do you have to pay for this? Like, is it like do I because I know every time they do Classic, they do like you can like pay for whatever. You just get it with the sub. You don't have to buy like a... Yeah. Okay. Cool. Wait, what? Mind's Eye CEO threatens YouTuber with legal action following Epstein video? Wait, what? This fucking... Build a Rocket Boy's boss issued a bizarre cease and desist demand in Discord. Oh, dude, yeah. What the fuck is going on at Mind's Eye? Mark Gerhard. What a name. Dude, what a fucking name. The co-CEO of Mind's Eye developer Build a Rocket Boy has issued... Yo, shout out to Lonely Fades in the chat, baby. Has issued a formal cease and desist demand against YouTuber Cyberboy in the official Mind's Eye... Oh, Cyberboy? Oh. Interesting. Good for him. It's always good getting a formal cease and desist, man. That's like a rite of passage. Accusing him of media manipulation, espionage, and sabotage, and of interference targeting Build a Rocket Boy. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Gerhard's message was posted in Discord roughly 18 minutes after Cyberboy released a video. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. I haven't seen the video yet. 18 minutes is pretty dope. Cyberboy is Cyberboy is the one who covered a bunch of different like Paradise scams, just a bunch of stuff. I'm guessing the video got taken down, huh? Wasn't Epstein linked to Activision apparently? Yeah, apparently our good old Bobby Kotick was in the files like 300 times. And apparently advisors for Jeffrey Epstein were the ones who initially pushed Activision into the microtransaction route because they felt like it was a good thing to get children involved in the economy early. Isn't that some fucking shit? Yeah, crazy. Fun fact, this is from Astro. Fun fact, that Mark Gerhard guy is a friend of my brother-in-law, Small World. Apparently a cool guy IRL, but I've seen your video on Mind's Eye. Yeah, you can be a cool guy IRL. That doesn't mean you're not a piece of shit in Discord, all right? Now, if he's a good friend with your brother-in-law, I'm kind of wondering what your brother-in-law is like, man. What the fuck? Because this guy sounds like a big piece of shit. So the YouTuber says he later removed over. I guess I should have just read like 40 seconds further, which the YouTuber says he later removed over the threat of escalated legal action. Prior to directing Mind's Eye, Benzies was a longtime producer at Rockstar Games, ultimately leaving in 2016 after 2 decades at the company. On January 30th, DOJ released more than 3 million new files related to convicted child sex trafficker offender Jeffrey Epstein. The newly released files contain several revelations, such as the fact that Epstein emailed 4chan links containing Five Nights at Freddy porn to his... Whoa. As reported by Insider Gaming, the new batch of Epstein files also included a reference to Leslie Benzies. Oh, really? It's profoundly okay, here's the message. It is profoundly disappointing to learn that certain Build a Rocket Boy employees continue to leak confidential information to you, thereby betraying their colleagues, our studio, and the broader community we serve. This letter serves as a formal cease and desist demand. You must immediately stop all activity related to receiving, disseminating, or otherwise utilizing any confidential information from Build a Rocket Boy, as well as any further involvement in media. See, guys, what you're seeing here, this is such a crazy way to wrap up. What you're seeing here is exactly what Kira wanted to avoid in his video today. What a way to wrap everything up in a nice little, neat little bow. This is exactly what Kira wants to avoid. Arctic, what's up, dude? How are you? Interesting. Rest assured, you and your associates involved in this media manipulation cabal. Oh, nice. I love cabals. Will be served with legal papers imminently as Build a Rocket Boy proceeds with complaints alleging criminal espionage, sabotage, and interference. You all are in very serious trouble. So first of all, these people are fucking idiots, okay? Making a video, and granted, I haven't seen the video, but if I made a video talking about the Jeffrey Epstein fucking files and the fact that Leslie Benzies is you know, I mean, this is saying right here also included a reference to Leslie Benzies. What that reference is, I have no idea. But like, if I can't talk about it without some fucking bald dickhead sending messages in Discord, then what's the fucking point? He sounds like a fucking tool. Yeah, 100%. That's all dick-waving bullshit, all right? Either file the fucking paperwork or suck my dick, all right? That's what I would say if I was Cyberboy, but I'm not. So, okay. He released a video discussing the details of an Epstein victim's alleged encounters with Benzies on the same day. Yeah, okay, we already know this. I took it down. They threatened legal action. Can't be arsed with the drama of it all. Several of Cyberboy's other videos were also taken down from his channel, including one in which he interviewed a disgruntled former member of Build a Rocket Boy's development team. Jesus. Mark Gerhard was also at the center of another Mind's Eye Discord server drama back in May when he stated that there was a concerted effort by some unknown figure to spread negative rumors online. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's the same guy. Right. What an idiot. I'm sorry. Cyberboy seems to put stuff out quite a bit, then backtrack and remove. I can't remember the name of the YouTube guy from Australia he had beef with. I'm not sure. I only know Cyberboy from the Paradise drama, I think. Oh, yeah, apparently Epstein was jorking his shit to Five Nights at Freddy porn. Jesus Christ. What a mess. What a mess. Lady Wags in the building, what up? He covers GTA 6 leaks. Yeah, I've seen some of his content. Look, getting threatened with legal action, we've all been there, right? We've all been there. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up. Speaking of threatened with legal action, we do have some news. I got to make sure. I'm going to pull it up here. Give me one sec. So, let me open the community hub. I love being threatened with legal action. It's always super fun. But I gotta make sure that I actually, here, we'll throw on some music while I wait. I gotta find the message. Who was it that sent me that message? Is it this one? No. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. You guys ready for this one? Breaking news. This isn't really breaking news. This story reminded me of this, and I haven't covered this yet, so we're going to talk about it. So, do you guys remember Project Lead? The game that wasn't a Sergei Titov game, but they took investment from him, had a lot of the same developers, as well as when they were emailing me threatening legal action, it came from one of Sergei's old companies. You guys remember this? So it's sitting at mostly negative now. I don't know if you guys have kept up with it, but when you go to the game discussions, this is in September. Can't connect to the server. I've been trying to play this game the last 3 days because it's a scam. This is in November now. Because it's a scam. They scam people who bought the game on their website for $100, and then they scam those who bought it on Steam. And now they're selling it again under a new name, trying to scam people for a third time. What name is it under now? And apparently it's a renamed title called Ozark Protocol. Now I can't find it. There's no official store page like it says here, but they changed the Discord name to that and deleted every public channel in the Discord. Like if you click on the Discord link on the Elite store page, it brings you to one that is now called Ozark Protocol. So they're I mean, this is like, I hate being like this. This is total Sergei Titov vibe right now. They release a game, they get people's money, and then they rebrand it and re-release essentially the same game. Might have a new, like, fresh coat of paint, but it's still the same thing. And it looks like that's what they're... Ozark Protocol. Open world game. I see Ashes of Creation learned from Sergei Titov. Dude, the amount of bad actors in the industry is fucking nuts. It's so nuts. The mod Goat Gorilla kept promising a big update, then he disappeared. Yeah, it's incredible how many not only how many bad actors are in the space, but also how many people still just consistently fall for stuff. You know, I can understand if a game like Ashes of Creation implodes, you know, if you bought into it back in 2017 or 2018 or whenever, you know, how are you going to predict it? Right. But when you see stuff like this and you can see the connections, it's fucking nuts. How many, when was the last update this game had? So game announcements. Let's go events and announcements. So, oh, okay. So according to this, the last update to the game was April 4th of 2025. Damn.
Would you mind listening to the tribute song I made for Ashes? Ashes of Creation, Requiem of a Dream. I know people are saying this was a scam, but for many of us it was a dream we will never see fulfilled now. It hurts, man.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Why don't we pull that up? Appreciate the $20 super chat, my man. I wasn't expecting a song request, but hey, let's have a look-see. Let's have a little listen. I'm going to look it up. Is it on YouTube or is it on, let's see, Requiem of a Dream? Why can't I see it? Wait, can I just click your channel from here? Oh, no, this is restream. God damn it, YouTube. Okay, here we go. Can I just, here, go to channel. Oh, here it is. All right, this was released 13 hours ago. Yeah, we are Charlie Kirk. We are Steven Sharif. All right, here we go. I'm watching.
Would you mind listening to the tribute song I made for Ashes? Ashes of
I
Creation,
am!
Requiem of a Dream. I know people are saying this was a scam.
Why is that
but for many
playing
of us it was
twice?
a dream we will never see fulfilled now. It hurts, man.
Okay. All right. This is all that money burning up.
Draw near the fire. Tonight I'll bury you. I wait. I saw you shine like sacred gold, a distant star in winter cold. They swore your world would breathe and grow, so I stayed and I held hope close. I came from dust and broken lands, with faith clenched tight in trembling hands, and all I had to guide me through was soon and thoughts of you. I call your name into the night. I love the shadow, not the light. You were a hymn I couldn't lose, a promise worn like war-worn boots. I built your cities in my mind. I made you holy, made you kind, but you were never stone and flame, just smoke that learned to sound like rain. I loved the world that wasn't there. I fed it with my broken prayer. So pour my friend, the bitter wine, let it burn, like truth divine. What I have lost, what I adore, a promised land without a sword, 1,000 hopes, one shattered sky, a dream that taught me dreams can die. And all I hold when songs are done are ashes where the dawn should have come.
With stone in my throat, with grit in my fear. I fought for you when others left. I kept the flame with what I had left. You asked for time, I gave you more. You said, nah, yeah.
This is a 5-minute song.
But all I found was empty air. A world half built that wasn't there. You were a promise dressed in gold, a pretty lie I chose to hold. I wanted wars and banners high, a living world that would not die. But dreams don't bleed and dreams don't stay. They fade when daylight takes the stage. You whispered soon to keep me near, while vanishing year after year. I still hear you.
Bro, how many trees were killed to fucking make this song? You know what I mean?
At the gate, still praying, still too late. I crossed the storm to promised land. And found nothing but empty air. So pour my friend,
Yeah, we're raising RAM prices for this. Steven Jerry! Yeah.
Ashes will the dawn should have come.
Dude, that one, that's where it cracked. Ashes.
Ashes, ashes, I waited. You knew never came.
Oh, the solo, yeah. Chills, guys. If one of my mods can download that song, that's now going to be the intro to every stream moving forward, dude. Hey, dude, well done. Well done. I don't even, how do we move on from that? Thank you for playing. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thoughts
thank
on
you for
Marathon
making it.
and all of the changes they've shown?
Blue Dot with a $9.99 super chat. Thoughts on Marathon and all the changes they've shown. I think Marathon has a pretty good shot at earning some goodwill and actually coming out with a successful launch. Is it something that I'm going to be into? I don't know. I'll be honest, I haven't really been looking. I've been hearing good things from friends of mine who have been playing the internal tests. But, yeah, we'll see when it comes out. It comes out in March, right? We're almost there. I'm not. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to play it. I'm not going to look at any of the bullshit that's been coming out now. You know, I know they put out the vid docs and stuff. But, yeah, I think they took the time. You know, kudos to them for actually listening to the feedback, as harsh as it was. And we'll see what happens. I think they're in a good spot to launch and do well enough, because I think by the time it comes out now, I think Arc Raiders is going to start. I think Arc Raiders is peaked.
Thoughts on Marathon and all of the changes
I don't know why that's
shown?
playing twice, brother. I'm fucking telling you. Let me actually look up what Arc Raiders. I mean, shit, Arc Raiders is still fucking killing it, dude. Holy fuck. That's crazy. These numbers for Arc Raiders is nuts, dude. Like, dude, they're still killing it. Okay, I figured by the time Marathon comes out, Arc Raiders will probably be on like the descend a little bit. Man, maybe not. That's just Steam alone. That's crazy, bro. Maintaining, if not growing some, like, that's crazy. So that's good. Okay, well, maybe I take back what I said. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think Marathon's going to find an audience. I don't think Marathon is going to get the Highguard treatment because I think that they earned enough goodwill delaying the game, listening to the feedback. And I think if they roll it out proper, get away from the stolen art bullshit that happened last year, I think they might have a shot. Whether or not it goes well, I don't know. Tropics, what's up? You know, we're talking about Project Elite. We also have Tanner Spec Pixel still trying with New Citizen, posting on Twitter about it. Oh, really? Dude, that's crazy. John Smith, appreciate you being a member, man. 39 months in this bitch. Guys, give it up for John Smith. Give it up for, I totally missed this one, Heels 1021 subscribing with a Twitch Prime. Legends, welcome in. I hope you guys are having a good day. Did they fire the art director? David Cross. I think David Cross stepped down on his own. I could be wrong on that. I think he stepped down on his own. Now, whether or not there was an internal discussion, I don't know. But I think he stepped down on his own. See new posts. Oh, shit. Another kickstarted MMO Oh, did Josh Drive Hayes jump into the fray? Oh, it's premiering in 36 minutes. Oh, well, that'll be a fun one to watch. That'll be a fun one to watch. I'm curious what Josh Strife Hayes has to say. Den of Wolves is a shooter worth paying attention to. I agree. Den of Wolves is in my top anticipated games of the year. Yeah, Den of Wolves is shaping up to be pretty cool. Bro, fuck that Royal Rumble, by the way, am I right? Fuck that Royal Rumble. Game Informer's reporting on Ashes of Creation. I got banned from the Ashes subreddit. What did you say? Did I just see Freedom Fighters? Yeah, apparently it's on sale on GMG. Activision says Call of Duty's anti-cheat will target Cronus Zen and Zim Matrix users on console and PC starting Season 2. Why the fuck? Why haven't they been doing this for years? Fuck's going on, bro? Highguard is a good shooter. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Not my thing. I said I warned you guys since 10 years ago it was a scam and showed receipts. Here's what I will say. We're getting a lot of people that are doing the press run of, I told you guys 4 years ago that it was a scam. I told you guys 7 years ago it was a scam. Look, I get it. With a game like Ashes of Creation, it's very easy to look in and go, ugh, something looks a little sus. It looks a little scammy. The thing is every game that comes out now is a scam to certain people, right? No matter what happens. You know what I mean? Like everybody calls every game a scam now. So it's kind of that situation where like you're broken clocks right twice a day type thing. I have a feeling it has to do with the safe boot feature. Oh, that could be. Yeah, that could definitely be. Wait, what? The current active items are some of the most anti-fun, anti-skill tools in the game. You play and farm well, and suddenly the entire enemy team has disarming, hex, knockdown, and curse to point and click you, and now the game is unplayable for you. Okay, relax. On Deadlock, I know it's alpha, but I was thinking with all the new players, I might get some noob matches. But in my third game, a match with Ascendant players. Did you experience this? Dude, we had a game the other night, man. It was so sweaty. It was a fun game, though. But, man, we get some sweats. There's a lot of new players. Here's what I've been finding. If there's rooms for if there's room on our team for randoms to get in, we get all the new players. Yeah, that's what I'm finding. We get all the
Where
fucking new players, bro.
I know you know. Look into the camera and give us the answer.
Where's my DVLs, bruh? My fucking DVLs! Yo, Arctic, are we playing Deddy later? I have so guys, today, exclusive, we have an interview that we're doing for the Push to Talk podcast. Dean Hall's going to be on the show. Very excited for that. So we're going to be releasing. It's going to be a little strange because there's a lot of Highguard news that we want to talk about. There's some other FPS news that we want to talk about. So there's going to be like a double upload of Push to Talk podcast this week. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put out our standard show on Friday, and then the Dean Hall interview is going to be Patreon only for a little while. We're going to let that main one breathe and then release the Dean Hall interview probably sometime next week. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk to him about. I'm very excited. Fry, can I play Deadlock with you? Doubt it. Well, actually, who do you main? Who do you main before I tell you no? That's the most important.
Where are the DVLs?
How many times do I gotta fucking hear
Look
that?
into the camera and give us the answer.
Something's going on. Something's going on. I don't know why this is fucking just playing every notification twice. So strange. It's so very strange. I think Deadlock is really cooking, but it's a MOBA hero shooter hybrid. Really more of a yeah, no, Deadlock's one of the best games out right now, and it's not even out yet. Fuck, I was gonna look up something. What was I gonna look up? Oh my goodness, I was gonna look something up. Oh boy, oh boy. God damn it. What was I gonna look up? Oh, this is what I was gonna look up. Give me 1 second. Actually, go here. Thank you to the leakers that kind of forced Valve to release it, dude, right? It's so good. Wags, I have to ask because I was gonna play a game last night, but I was just locked into doing other things. So, and I know, like I said, what time is it? 2. So we have an interview in a couple of hours. I got to do that interview. That'll probably be an hour. Then I got to edit a little bit, and then I'll be on. So, bro, the games were awful last night. It's because you didn't have your Haze main. Wait, what did that person say? What did he say his main was? Did he even answer? Deadlock has Steam money glitch and no outside investors to rush for. Yeah, no, I agree. Highguard dev team responded well. All they did was increase match play. Oh, are you behind? Are you behind on the stream? Anyway. I wanted to look at the Ashes of Creation subreddit. Dude, this is so true. Poor Hobbs, fucking Royce Keys. What a shit name. Yeah, that is a terrible name. W Steam refund accepted. Let's go. W. The reason it was canceled on 31st of January. Most non-game devs won't know this, but developers get paid out by Steam on the 30th. Following sales of the previous month. So with Ashes, they released in December as a last-ditch money grab. Hail Mary waited for Steam to deposit the funds for December sales. Dude, I'm going to say this. If that isn't the case, then their timing is unfucking believable. Low-key disappointed that Roman won. Dude, where's my LA Knight? Where's LA Knight, man? Steam is investigating the situation regarding Ashes. We are aware of the issue and are currently investigating this further. As soon as we have more information, we'll update your ticket. Oh, nice. Oh, shit. Content creators like the Lazy Peon hyped Ashes up, making people spend money on it for years. No. No. I'm going to cut that narrative off at the fucking pass because I still have people, bro. I still have people that hold me accountable for them buying into dead matter. Okay? That is not how... hold on. We're pausing the music. You spent your money the same way I spent my money. Okay? It would be a completely different thing if I was sitting here for years going, dude, dead matter is going to be fucking incredible. And then I didn't actually spend my money on it and didn't get ripped off like you guys did. Okay? I covered dead matter because I was excited about the fucking project. And I got fucked just the same as everybody else. The same as Ashes of Creation. Lazy Peon hyped the game up. You can say that, sure. But I genuinely think it's because he was excited about a fucking brand new MMO, much like everybody else is. If you're one of those people who blame content creators for hyping a game that I ended up buying and it ended up dying and I ended up losing my money, you're kind of a fucking loser. I'm just going to be honest. Don't blame content creators because you watched a video, got excited like that person was. Now, if there's some nefarious shit going on, where if you find out Lazy Peon was advertising for the game without disclosing being paid and all, then all right, we got a whole different, but let's be real. You watched a video from a creator who was most likely excited about it, and you bought into the game much like he did, right? I can't stand that conversation, dude. I said, I still have people who, like, I actually think there's a comment on my video from yesterday where somebody was like, ever since, dude, it was like, I don't listen to anything this guy says after he hyped up Dead Matter. It's like, talking about things that you enjoy, man, that fucking sucks, right? God forbid YouTubers do that. God forbid YouTubers talk about things they actually enjoy. Couldn't be me. Anyway, rant over. What's this? I honestly find it pretty pathetic how many people in this subreddit are getting off on the idea that AOC is dead. And every single time the same argument is pushed to the front. I told you from the very beginning, this game was always a scam. Everyone who played it is stupid. Anyone who paid into AOC got fleeced. I'm just glad it wasn't me. True. Steven is buying upvotes for pro Ashes posts in Reddit. Is that true? Everyone who bought into the game before the Steam release knew what they were getting into. That is true. Someone who spends $100 or more on an alpha key doesn't do that lightly. Absolutely true. Those people don't need pity, and they're also not the ones currently complaining that their money is gone. That is actually true. This post is actually right. The people who are rightfully upset are those who bought the game on Steam. Yes. Absolutely true. All we can do now is hope that Valve investigates this case and refunds everyone affected. The problem with Valve and refunds now, and this is why I said in my video that I don't think, or I think Ashes of Creation is worse than the day before, is because they kept up the facade all the way until they got paid from Steam and then pulled the rug. You were also the reason many people didn't buy Dead Matter from your coverage, saving them. I don't get that argument. Thank you, Astro. Here's one thing that people hate on the internet when it comes to content creators covering video games is they hate when we change opinions. I will go to bat for a video game, and you guys have seen this time and time again on this channel. I will go to bat for a game that I get excited about. I like the concept. I like the development, whatever. And I'll talk about it, and I will give them props, cover it, hype it, because I'm genuinely hyped about it. And then when the game comes out, and if they made mistakes, if they rug pulled, then we're going to talk about the negative side. And then the negative side videos get so many more views, and then everybody just says, we're all negative. It's a lose-lose, because you're either super negative or you hyped a game that ended up being shit. It's just like, guys, shit changes when new information comes out, you know? Why is it okay for all Kickstarter backers to hold the bags when they were promised a finished working product or money back? Oh, no, I agree. I agree. I think there's a little bit of a space in between these 2 points. Everyone who bought the game, if you bought the game on the website, you should know that you are taking a gamble, because the refund policy on the website was not the same as Kickstarter, and it's definitely not the same as Steam. But if you bought the game on Kickstarter, they did have the caveat that, you know, if the game doesn't launch, that you're entitled to a refund, and that they're going to refund every single backer. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think, depending on what this Steven information that's coming out over the next couple of weeks or whatever, depending on what happens, I think class action lawsuits are going to start. 3 million. And I think it's going to be less so about the money spent and more so about the message. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm very guilty of being a sucker for negative videos, and I hate it. It's human nature. It is absolutely human nature. That's why I love the people who will watch me, or they'll respond to a tweet, or they'll respond to a video, and they'll say, dude, you don't like anything. Dude, all you do is bitch. Dude, all you do is talk negative. You clearly don't watch the content. Or if you do, chances are you're just clicking on the negative ones to bitch about it. I make so many positive videos. I make videos about what I'm excited about, but those ones never do as well, but I still make them. Because if you were, I'll say this, there's a lot of channels out there that do nothing but negative videos. It's true. And I have looked at them. I have seen them. And dude, it looks miserable to be that person. I love talking positively about games in hopes, dude, take Ashes out of the equation, dude. Dead Matter is a dream game for so many people, especially being set in Canada. Why the fuck wouldn't I have been excited about that? And then shit happens, and then we learn from it and we bring that experience to the next one, you know? Oh shit, yeah, they pulled it off. Wait, Ashes got pulled off Steam? No, it didn't. Oh, wait. Yes, it did. You can no longer purchase Ashes of Creation on Steam. Fuck all the ops. Yeah! W's. Hell yeah, dude. Kira gets flack for negative talking, but he's actually pretty fair. He is. Dude, Kira and I have been in this space for a long time. And it's always the same bullshit. If you talk positive about a game, you're either overhyping it or you're being paid to say it. If you talk negative about a game, you're just a negative fucking basement dwelling troll. Like, that's all it is, dude. That's why, like, literally, dude, never pay attention to people talking shit about you in comments. It's just, we see it all the time, and I think I'm numb to it at this point. It's just a bunch of fucking, it's a bunch of people who aren't informed, or if they are informed, they don't care, and they just actively just yap to yap. That's just all it is, bro. So Ashes of Creation has now been pulled off of Steam. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, that happened in real time. Steam removed the buy option. Yep. Another game will soon come along, and the people who bought this game can throw their money at it. Yeah, the cycle always continues. Let's see. Until there is an official statement declaring Ashes of Creation canceled, I will continue to play Ashes and enjoy watching all the clickbait posts and videos. Okay. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, they pulled it. Flo, I think this just happened. This was posted 4 minutes ago. Yep. This just happened. It hath done been pulled. I mean, it was getting review bombed. Okay, hold on. Let me go here. Okay, here. Let's see here. Yeah, dude. Nobody's even talked about it yet. This is breaking news. Steven needs to be jailed. I think Steven needs to get... I'll say this. Steven needs to get into a position where he can talk. Because according to his post, there's nothing he can say about it at the current moment. He also put out a comment yesterday. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. But he put out a comment saying that there's going to be a public filing or something soon, which I think is interesting. There's something up. Something's going on. And until we have all the details, you know, the only thing we can do is speculate and discuss what we have publicly, you know. Make a Reddit post. Dude, Reddit's so weird, if I can be honest. Every time I post on Reddit, it gets like auto shut down by moderators. I don't even like posting on fucking Reddit. I just browse it just to see what other people are talking about. So this is huge, guys. The big deal. Saw the mixed reviews, did no research outside of looking up gameplay. Liked what I saw. Bought the game on January 19th. Logged 20 hours on my long weekend. Saw the news. Can't refund the game. No, you should be able to refund now. We have multiple people that had a chat with Valve today. Please know they are aware of the situation. Yeah. Super cool. How's the video doing, Fry? Let's see. Did we hit 100K? That video was doing fucking numbers, bro. We are at 97,000 views after 22 hours. Yeah, it's popping. So it's doing good. I hyped it for you, Fry. Thank you, Nacho. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be a World of Warcraft player if I'm talking MMOs. Oh, what is this? Steven Sharif's... Wait, this is 4 hours ago. Steven Sharif's board takeover story is a 100% fabricated lie, and the house transfer proves he planned this collapse months... House transfer? The Intrepid Studios... Wait. Below is a factual breakdown. There is no wiggle room. There was no board that took control. Sharif was the board. California Secretary of State Filings lists Steven as the sole director, CEO, and secretary. Yep. As a December 30th filing still shows Sharif in full control. This is true. His husband, John Moore. So that's confirmed that that's his husband, John Moore. Then suddenly in 2026, a board appears out of nowhere to take blame. That is not possible. This is deflection. Okay. Okay, here we go. The November 2025 house transfer proves premeditation. In late November 2025, Sharif transferred or sold his $5.5 million San Diego home, post the fucking address, Jesus Christ, to an LLC tied to his husband, John Moore, or directly involving him. Property records and community research confirm this. This was not a normal sale. This is a classic asset protection move to shield personal wealth ahead of creditors or lawsuits. Do we have fucking house transferred, rushed Alpha 2 Steam Early Access launch, widely viewed as a loophole to avoid Kickstarter refund obligations. Sharif resigns, mass warn. Why move a multi-million-dollar asset in November unless you knew financial collapse was coming? Unpaid vendors. This is what I have heard about this. Unpaid vendors, cloud lawsuits, SATA Systems, $850K. Aetna, which I believe is an insurance company for employees. They were like almost 100K in debt there. Payroll tax liens, backer outage, potential personal... Dude, this is a mess. So wait, do we have actual evidence of this? It should be pretty easy. My biggest surprise ever is that Steve is gay. I've heard that John Moore is his husband. I don't know. Your argument already falls apart on your first point. In 2019, Yaya Legacy Trust had been exercising conversion rights on their financing agreement with Intrepid, making them a 9.7% shareholder in the company. You do not know if a board existed or not, nor do you know who had what say in which time frame. That's interesting, though, because in 2021, he said there was no board. In that interview on MMORPG.com, he said that there was no board. There was nobody to answer to. There was nothing. So that doesn't really... that doesn't really hold weight. So, wait, do we have information? Also, it's easy to see that business had liens, loans, and ownership here for people that like fact-based information. Steven has likely been privately offloading shares and converting private debts to equity for at least a couple years now. It is more likely there was a board than there wasn't one. Yeah, it's a mess. Steven made his millions, and then the FTC stepped in and shut down that company, and another company linked to him was invested. That company that was invested now owns a... Yeah, you're talking about Vema, I think it's pronounced. I called it Vema in the video. All right, what is this, Lonely? What do you got for me? Oh, my God. What is this now? Ashes of Creation drama continues. Jesus Christ. Alleged DMs from Steven Sharif have leaked. Oh, fuck. Steven insults multiple content creators in private. Oh, wait, I think I've seen this. A guild leader claims they were unbanned after selling gold due to favoritism from Steven. I have heard about this. I saw people were talking about Steven being in bed with RMTers. Details emerging about Steven being pushed out of his own company. When was this posted? This was like, oh, okay. The one that surprised me the most, though, to be honest, is Jamie. Thought we had a good friendship, but then when he went sour so fast, it was weird. It isn't like they have large followings. Between the Doomers, Richie, Jamie, and the jackass Jalen. But it's just interesting to see people change. I hate gross humans is crazy to say. I hate gross humans is crazy thing to say 2 months before you were forced to go to early access or whatever. Who? I think he must be talking about content creators here. Dude, I hate gross humans too. Let's see. Steven owed me big time. He had me apply to other game studios and use them as a reference so I could leak NDA shit to them. I was on the payroll for years. Wait, what? Corporate espionage? I wonder if that's true. I never even knew about Ashes of Creation. Found out about the whole thing from your YouTube video, and damn, wild is an understatement. In your YouTube video, you mentioned about a line of text there on a page, say they would 100% refund all players. Is that still on there, or was it removed? I think it's still on there. Big if true. I know DA, he is a massive clout chaser and spins the truth. Okay. Oh, hi, Raven. Kitty on board, chat. Does this mean you're here to cuddle? Dude, this shit just keeps getting crazier. Steven sold me magic beans. They're worth something. Right, right. This is all the stuff where a messy situation that seems to be escalating fast. Yeah, when we get messages like this is when like this is when it gets real messy. I'll just say that. Don't get it. Leak NDA shit to other studios about Intrepid doesn't make sense. No. It sounds like Steven owed me big time. He had me apply to other game studios and use Intrepid as a reference so I could leak NDA shit to. It sounds like whoever this DA is, was hired and on payroll by Steven to apply to other studios and then leak NDA stuff from those other studios back to Intrepid. Is what that sounds like. Allegedly is what that sounds like. I think the Netflix documentary on this 10 years down the road is going to hit so damn hard. I think it's stupid that DA would admit that if it was true. Yeah, I feel like he could get into some shit. That DA guy was a guild leader of the most toxic guild in the game, Polar. They were known for exploitation, toxicity, and RMT. Interesting. Keep in mind, DA's old guild, Envious, got mostly banned for RMT, and he reformed under Polar, which fucked over Resident. Brother, I have no fucking clue what y'all are talking about. Valve did send me a message saying it got pulled off Steam. You can go to the store page if you have the link, but you can no longer purchase it. So yeah, they've already taken action. It's either Steam took action or they literally pulled the game down themselves. Interesting. There's so much, dude. Yeah. Secret spy stuff. Yeah. There's so much shit. Intrepid is hiring associate software engineer. Get the fuck out of here. The lore with Steven is deep. If this DA chap is talking shit, he'll likely get sued. I mean, yeah, that's probably not something you want to, come out. It's crazy, man. To everyone who called me a doomer for pointing out red flags around Ashes of Creation and said I was being negative, from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself. Yeah, it's crazy. That happens all the time, man. Happens all the time. That's wild. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to call it there for today. I have to go get ready for an interview. Push to Talk podcast with Dean Hall will be releasing for Patreon members sometime during this next weekend. Resurgent gonna buy New World, brother. I can't see it. I can't see it. But yeah, I'm gonna go get ready for this interview. I appreciate you guys coming through. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was good to see everybody across all platforms. That was fun. We're gonna be doing this more. The schedule moving forward, guys, is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Does that sound good? Majestic Fellow just says he just graduated college last night. Let's get some energy in chat for Majestic. Big W, dude. It's good to see everybody, man. Have a great rest of your guys' day. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. All right? Peace.